Hello, this is a message for someone who is currently in a state of deep embarrassment and shame, is what I'm getting. And if this message is for you, you probably are not talking about it with anyone. So, this is something you're battling by yourself, and it's something must have happened, is what I'm getting, that made you look at yourself and your actions through someone else's eyes, and you were kind of appalled with yourself when you considered what this person apparently knew about you. Okay, what I'm getting is also something about you're not sure about how much this person knows about whatever we're talking about, which I'm not sure. I mean, you know what it is if it resonates for you. I'm getting something about you wanted to believe that no one, but specifically this person, could be able to connect some kind of dots or see something or realize something about you or about some actions you took, something like that. And this is something maybe that you weren't proud of to begin with. But now that you confronted the fact that this person apparently knows or knew or was aware or something like that, you it's like you began to spiral. I'm getting something about really like emotionally spiraling upon the realization of how this person might see you because of this information you are now pretty sure they have. Again, you're not sure how much information they have, but it's like something came to the surface that made you realize maybe they know everything, or maybe they see everything you thought was hidden somehow. And I'm getting something about like a literal sickening panic, like whoever this message is for, you might have felt like sick to your stomach, or like a shiver down your spine, or something dramatic and physical once you realized like what you were dealing with here. Okay, and what happened is you got like, once you realize this person might know these things, you started looking at yourself from their eyes, from their point of view, or that's what you think, right? And so your judgments of yourself that are causing so much shame are from a place of imagining what this person must think about you, okay? But what I'm getting is that part of the reason this is happening in general is because it's a big life lesson for you, okay? First of all, whoever this message is for, if you've been resonating, there's an aspect of whatever you did that obviously doesn't resonate with who you are or who you want to be or something like that. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel so much shame upon somebody realizing that you engaged in that or did that or whatever it is. And so that's part of your life lesson, to not engage in things behind closed doors or whatever it is that you feel that are not in alignment with who you are. Because here's the thing, God is always watching. Okay, so this message might be for someone who maybe was agnostic before, and maybe this is part of a series of experiences that are making you believe in God or the divine or something like that, because like you don't even understand how this came to light or how this person could even know. Okay, again, you're not even sure how much they know, but at the end of the day, I guess you get a feeling that they might know everything, whatever that freaking means. Okay, but here's the thing, what you're missing, the big part of the puzzle that you're missing, is that the way this person looks at you is not the same way that you will look at someone as you, like yourself, doing those things. And it's because it's a very different kind of person you're dealing with. And whoever you're dealing with is actually, what I'm getting, the message I'm getting, is that it's in your life to teach you actually about unconditional love and forgiveness and acceptance. That's the three main things this person, I guess, is supposed to teach you about is something that you don't have within yourself. If this message is for you, maybe you struggle not just accepting others, not just forgiving others, not just unconditionally loving others, but maybe you struggle especially with unconditionally loving yourself, unconditionally accepting yourself, and, really having compassion towards yourself. Okay, so those are the main ingredients that are missing from your point of view when you look at yourself through this person's eyes, or what you presume would be their eyes. Really what you're looking at is yourself from an outside perspective of how you would judge yourself, and that's part of the lesson here as well. To not engage in things behind closed doors or otherwise, which you wouldn't be proud of or feel good about if you looked at yourself from an outsider's perspective. Okay, in order to have confidence and love ourselves, we need to feel good about ourselves. So we need to stick to a code of behavior that we can feel good about, regardless of what anyone thinks or knows about us. That's why people who are frauds are so, miserable because, okay, maybe they have other people fooled, but they don't have themselves fooled. Even if they don't believe in God and the consequences of things, they will encounter in their life. But even if they want to deny all that, what is inescapable is your relationship with self. And the more you behave in a way that you don't approve of, or look, if you can't look at yourself with loving eyes, and that's why you assume others wouldn't either, that means that your behavior is not something you actually feel good about. And so that's why you shouldn't engage in it. Not even because it's right or wrong, just simply because you're not going to be able to love yourself if you engage in those behaviors. Okay, so that's a big part of the lesson here. But again, another part of the lesson is someone is modeling for you actually unconditional love. This person who has been aware apparently of these things, part of the thing that's giving you so much shame and embarrassment and grief is the thought of, is this person playing some kind of sick, twisted mind game with me? Again, this is coming from the perspective of what would you do if you were in their shoes and you were aware of that behavior from someone else. Maybe you would be playing some kind of sick mind game with them, but they're not. They are trying to love you and accept you, and I guess maybe heal themselves and you from all these things they're aware of about you. Okay, because I'm getting that you must have negatively influenced this person somehow, or maybe just being aware of these things you do is a really heavy burden to carry for them. And so that's really what you feel guilty about, the heavy burden you put on their shoulders. But you're so caught up in your own shame and embarrassment that you're not seeing that clearly. The core wound here is, not really being able to love yourself because of your own behavior, and then feeling like you're unlovable towards the eyes of this person because they're aware of it. And then on top of it, being so blinded by all these feelings that you are not able to be decent towards them either. And, be there for them in the fact that they're carrying this heavy load of knowing what you did, whatever it is, and, trying to love you anyway, okay? This person, again, is trying to, well, maybe they're not doing it consciously. This is just their role in your life, where they're here to sort of model unconditional love and compassion and acceptance for you. And this is the way in which you will be able to sort of learn how to do that for yourself and others if you, follow through in this process with them. There's some kind of process trying to take place is what I'm getting, like a natural healing journey, and you're kind of not going with it or allowing the other person to go with it simply because you're so caught up in your shame and embarrassment. So this is all part of the process of working through that. This is some heavy shadow work. Hopefully this was a helpful message.